So there are two important cases that we have to consider while backpropagation. The first case is identifying the training rule for the output unit weights. That's the first one. And the second one is identifying or getting to know the training rule for the hidden unit weights, because there are two important parts over here. So I have the hidden neurons, I have the output and the input, right? So first I have to get the output, I have to get the hidden. Obviously I'll get to know my weights, which is xij. So I'll get to know the input weights, but I have to easily get to know, first thing is the output to the hidden neurons. So these are the two important training rules that I have to identify. So let's go ahead and discuss case 1 and case 2. So the first case 1. Case 1 is with respect to the output neurons. So when I tell the output neurons, I'll just draw a diagram for your reference again. So this is my output weight. This is my ED, my error, okay. I'm going to get my output J value here. This is my pre-activation function, which is my net J. And my activation function will be the sigmoid function, okay. So this is my output neuron. This one single neuron, okay, I've represented very mathematically with the summation, that's the net J, the output OJ and ED. So now I know all of these three values, so I can derive my training rule like ED divided by delta net J, okay, because I want it from here to here, okay. Delta ED with respect to net J is equal to delta ED with respect to delta OJ. I have to first get the output value of this. So from here to here, I'm going to get the output into delta OJ divided by delta net J. So first operation from here to here, ED with respect to OJ, again from OJ with respect to net J. This will directly give me from ED to net J. So I have written it very simple and neat. Now what I do, I already know, first thing which I already know is this one. What is that? Delta ED with respect to delta OJ is my loss function, which is 1 by 2 into summation of k is equal to 1 to n TD T minus of O, that is Tk minus of Ok, the whole square. Now when I apply the simulation on this, okay, when I apply simulation on this, that is the partial differentiation, delta ED by delta OJ is equal to 1 by 2, okay. I'll keep the summation as it is, k is equal to 1 to n. So partial derivative of x square, we already know it is 2x into delta x, okay. Let me consider this as x. Whole square is 2 into Tk minus of Ok, or I'll write it as, yeah, Tk minus of Ok into partial derivative of delta x, okay, with respect to x. So I'll be only concentrating with this because this will get over, or I'll write it again. So it's going to be partial derivative of Tk minus of Ok with respect to delta OK. What I do over here is, when I consider that this is going to be k is equal to j, which means that this output units that I'm going to consider, right, this value of it is going to be the jth value of it. So I'll be writing everything with respect to j. So it is 1 by 2 summation of j is equal to 1. I'll just consider that into 2 to the power of Tj minus of Oj into, so it's again similarly delta of x divided by delta x, which is going to be equal to 1, okay. This is an independent term, so I do not consider that, but there is a dependent term, so I'll be writing it as minus 1, which is equal to 1, but I have a minus sign over here, so I'll write it as minus 1, which is equal to this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. So I can directly write it as minus of Tj minus of Oj is my derivation for this. Is anyone having a doubt here? Yes, is anyone having a doubt here? Okay, can you mute someone? Okay, so this is the first part. How did I get this? It's very, very simple. And we know that we have a loss function. With respect to loss function, we know there's an equation 1 by 2 summation of k is equal to 1 to n into tk or t minus of o the whole square. That's basically the target minus of output, the whole square is our equation for the loss function. When I apply partial derivative on that with respect to OJ, the output, when I apply the partial derivative, I get this, my derivative, minus of TJ, minus of OJ is my final output that I get. So I got it for the first one. But what about the second one? Second one is basically, as I told you, this is completely one particular neuron. This entirely is a neuron where it has an activation and it has a pre-activation function. Okay, this normally there is a whole derivation that has been done to identify the value of one particular neuron. It can be any perceptron or any neuron. So this, the value of this is basically going to be OJ into 1 minus of OJ. This we will be repeatedly multiple time using this, okay? The value of one particular neuron, like with respect to delta OJ and delta net J, we will be writing this particular term, and there's a very big derivation for that. If time permits, we will look at the derivation, but for now we will write this as for one particular neuron value with respect to delta OJ by delta net J is basically OJ into 1 minus of OJ, okay? So we will finally write this term for the output value as minus Tj minus of Oj into Oj 1 minus of Oj. This basically, okay, so I can write this term as delta Wji is equal to, okay, I will write all of these terms, learning rate into all these values into Xij. Did you get to know how did I write this? Because I know this is my value, right? What is delta Wji? Delta Wji is basically the learning rate into target minus of the output into Xij, right? Or I will just write it as Ed with respect to delta Wji. So this is basically my change in weight values. So with respect to this, I have already got, so I'm substituting everything into this with respect to Xij. I've substituted all the values and I define this as delta K. So delta K basically just one simple term, if I write delta K becomes the value of this path from here to here. So when I have to code it in MATLAB or Python, okay, back propagation, I will just directly write it as delta Wji is equal to the learning rate into minus of Tj minus of Oj into Oj minus of 1 minus of Oj into Xij, which is directly given by delta K. I will just directly take these values, I will give in the direct coding. So I will get this particular block of my output from here to the output neuron, whatever the operations that I perform, I will finish that within one single statement within my code. So this will be performing my output operation. So my case 1 is solved. Do you have any doubts here in case 1? In the last class, you told that you were getting very difficult to analyze from where to where we are going and what is happening. I hope at least now we are clear, because we started from this point. From this point, I needed this. From this point, I have to get this point. Okay, this is basically delta Ed with Oj. I got it. Again, from here, I have to calculate this value. So delta Oj into delta net j, I got this. Now, I already know this is my loss function. With the loss function, we got the derivation and we got this is my answer. And with respect to this, I already told it is calculating the value of one single perceptron, the loss function. So Oj minus 1 minus of Oj. I have these values substituted in the equation. And when I consider the weight updates for that, basically the weight updates will be given by with a learning rate and xij. I've substituted this entire term. I will just define it called as delta k. So whenever now I'll tell what is the training rule of output neuron, you can directly tell it is delta k. What is the training rule of the output neuron? You can directly call it as delta k. Okay, so this is what your delta k is going to be, which is the training rule of output weights. Clear with this? Do you have any doubts? Okay, there's one more thing. I'll just take 2 minutes of your time and I'll just finish up this. The case 2. Case 2 is training rule for hidden neurons. What will be my hidden neuron here? So I have my output neuron. I have ED. Okay. I have OK. And this will be net K. Okay. There's a pre-activation and an activation function. This is the output neuron. From the output neuron, I have to go one level downer to my weights. So this is my hidden neuron. So I will write this as delta net J. This is delta net K. And this is W JK because I'm going from the jth to the kth value. Okay. And this is going to be OJ. There's a pre-activation for this. So this is my hidden neuron. This is my output neuron. I already know the value from here to here. Now I have to just calculate the other part of this till this. Okay. So what do I do basically? I will write the equation for that as delta ED divided by delta net J. Why net J? Delta ED is here, net J is here. I want to get the path of that. So I'll be writing delta ED with respect to delta net J is equal to, if it has any number of hidden layers, downstream it. Any number of hidden layers it has, just go ahead, because one hidden layer, again I'll go like this, one hidden layer, any number of hidden layers, but this is the operation that will be performed, which is called as delta ED divided by delta net K. Delta ED with respect to delta net K. From delta net K, again it will go to delta net J. So into delta net K divided by delta net J. And when I consider, I already know this term. Please do have a keen observation here. So from delta ED to delta net K is what I wanted, the first thing. Again, from delta net K, I have to go ahead with delta net J. That is what I've written it in the statement, one step after the other. Okay. I already have calculated this path because this is my output neuron. I've already calculated that part. The value of that is minus delta K. Okay, I actually forgot to tell you that there was a minus sign in delta WJI. I forgot to tell you. There was a minus sign, right? This minus sign we will preserve like that itself as minus delta K. Okay, so I'm going to write it here as minus delta K, the output value of this and this. Previously, I did it in case 1. The value of that was delta K, and I'm placing the same value here. But along with that, now I have delta net K by delta net J. What is delta net K from here to here is basically my weight value. Okay, so I will write delta JK into, I've already got this value now. The final only value that I have to get is this part. If I have to get that part, I already told that that is the value of a particular neuron, the value of a particular neuron, which is stated by OJ into 1 minus of OJ. This is the value of that particular neuron. Wherever it is, it's basically going to be dependent on the output with respect to 1 minus of output, the value of this particular. Can someone mute please? So it's going to be OJ into 1 minus of OJ. Okay, this is basically going to be your weight updates for your hidden neuron. It is very simpler. From here to here, I've already calculated where I know the value of from here to here is delta minus delta k. Now from here, I had to go back to calculate this part. I already know the weight is wjk. I'm going to write it here. Till here, I've already got the value. The next value is delta jk into the value of the neuron. The value of the neuron is oj minus 1 minus of oj. So I'm going to write that entirely, and this becomes my training rule of hidden neurons. If I have to just write it in the term, I'll write it as delta j is equal to oj 1 minus of oj downstream to any of the neurons that it has, hidden neurons. I can downstream it to any of the neurons that it has into delta k into delta k. This is basically your training rule for hidden neuron. I hope I've made this more simpler comparatively to the previous class. Let me know if you still have any doubts. We can again check on it. These are quite mathematical terms, true, but if you really understand it, it's going to be very, very easy for you to trace it back. So, as I told you, from my output to the first neuron, my output is ready. From my output to my hidden is ready. Suppose I have multiple hidden layers, I'll get this. Again, multiple hidden layers, I'll get this. Hidden layers, I'll get this. Finally, if I have the value of it is basically xij, and I know the value of xij, I get it in the initial term itself with tj minus of oj into oj 1 minus of oj. I write here something called as xij. This term I would have already got it when I am calculating my final term itself. So I need not worry about this, which is calculated here with oj. It's ready. So I know till here. I calculated for the first neuron. I calculated for the second neuron, calculated for the third. Any number of hidden layers I will downstream using this equation, and I'll further continuously trace complete back propagation of one path is ready. Now, if I have to again backtrack for the similar path, I'll be using the same equations itself. I will backtrack it. The values of it will already be stored in the matrix. If the path is already traced, I will get the value from the matrix. I will take that, put it into the solution in the equation, and I'll get the output of that. So I'll be traversing the paths, which makes my weight updations very easy. There's an optimization done with respect to the gradient descent. I think I'll stop for the day. If you have any queries, you can let me know, please.